When you need to purchase caps for empty breaker slots, there are several options available to you. Firstly, electrical supply stores are a reliable source for these components. Secondly, you can find them at major home improvement retailers such as Home Depot and Lowe's. Grainger is another option. Thirdly, online retailers like Amazon, eBay, and Zoro also carry these caps. Remember that it is not code compliant to cut down a larger cap to fit a smaller slot. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, mandates that the cap completely covers the empty slot. Modifying a cap in this way can lead to dangerous situations. One critical consequence of using a cut-down cap is the risk of electrical shock hazards. Exposed live parts can cause electrical shock or even electrocution. Another serious risk is electrical fires. Arcing or short circuits may occur if live parts come into contact with other conductive materials. In addition to these safety concerns, using cut-down caps violates the NEC. This can result in a failed electrical inspection or even building condemnation. Always use a cap that is specifically designed for the size of the empty breaker slot. If you have larger caps, replace them with the correct smaller ones as needed. Ensure that all unused breaker slots are properly covered with appropriately sized, code-compliant caps to maintain electrical safety and meet regulatory requirements. It is crucial to prioritize safety when working with electrical panels, and using the correct components is a fundamental aspect of safe electrical practices. Improperly installed or modified components can have severe consequences. To elaborate on the NEC requirements, it's important to understand the underlying principles. The NEC is designed to protect people and property from hazards arising from the use of electricity. One of the primary ways it achieves this is by establishing minimum safety standards for electrical installations. These standards cover everything from wiring methods to overcurrent protection. The specific requirement for breaker slot caps is part of a broader set of rules aimed at preventing accidental contact with energized parts. Breaker slots, when unoccupied, present a potential opening through which someone could inadvertently touch a live bus bar or other energized components inside the panel. A properly sized and installed cap serves as a barrier, preventing such contact. When you cut down a larger cap to fit a smaller slot, you compromise its ability to provide this protection. The modified cap may not fully cover the opening, leaving gaps through which fingers or other objects could reach live parts. This is why the NEC prohibits this practice. The consequences of electrical shock can range from minor discomfort to serious injury or death. The severity of the shock depends on factors such as the voltage, the amount of current flowing through the body, and the duration of the contact. Even a relatively low voltage can be dangerous under certain conditions, such as when the skin is wet or when the person is in contact with a grounded surface. Electrical fires are another significant concern. If a live part inside the panel comes into contact with a conductive material, such as a metal tool or a piece of wire, it can create a short circuit. A short circuit is a low resistance path that allows a large amount of current to flow. This can cause the wires to overheat and ignite nearby combustible materials. Electrical fires can spread quickly and be difficult to extinguish, posing a serious threat to life and property. Code violations can have a variety of repercussions. If an electrical inspector discovers that you have used cut-down caps in your panel, they will likely require you to replace them with the correct size caps. This can be an inconvenience and may involve additional expense. In more serious cases, code violations can lead to fines or other penalties. In extreme situations, a building may be condemned if it is found to have significant electrical hazards. To ensure that you are using the correct size caps, it is important to carefully measure the breaker slots in your panel. Breaker slots come in different sizes, so it is essential to select caps that are specifically designed to fit the slots in your panel. When purchasing caps, look for products that are clearly labeled and that meet the requirements of the NEC. If you are unsure about which caps to use, consult with a qualified electrician. An electrician can inspect your panel and recommend the appropriate caps for your needs. They can also install the caps for you, ensuring that they are properly installed and that your panel is safe and code compliant. In addition to using the correct size caps, it is also important to ensure that the caps are in good condition. Over time, caps can become damaged or brittle. Damaged caps should be replaced immediately. When replacing caps, be sure to turn off the power to the panel before you begin. This will help to prevent electrical shock. To turn off the power, locate the main breaker in your panel and switch it to the off position. Once the power is off, you can safely remove the old caps and install the new ones. When installing the new caps, make sure that they are securely in place. The cap should fit snugly into the breaker slots and should not be easily dislodged. After you have installed the new caps, turn the power back onto the panel. To turn the power back on, switch the main breaker to the on position. After turning the power back on, test the panel to make sure that everything is working properly. You can test the panel by turning on and off various circuits and appliances. If you notice any problems, such as flickering lights or trip breakers, consult with a qualified electrician. Regularly inspect your electrical panel to ensure that all breaker slots are properly capped and that there are no other signs of damage or wear. A well-maintained electrical panel is essential for the safety and reliability of your home's electrical system. Remember that working with electricity can be dangerous, so it is always best to err on the side of caution. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. Firstly, ensure that the electrical panel is installed in a dry and accessible location. Secondly, keep the area around the panel clear of obstructions to allow for easy access during maintenance or emergencies. Thirdly, label all circuits clearly to identify their corresponding functions. Fourthly, avoid overloading circuits by plugging too many appliances into a single outlet or circuit. Fifthly, use surge protectors to protect sensitive electronic equipment from voltage spikes. Sixthly, test ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, regularly to ensure they are functioning properly. Seventhly, replace any damaged or frayed wiring immediately. Eighthly, never attempt to repair electrical equipment without proper training and knowledge. Ninthly, if you experience frequent electrical problems, such as trip breakers or flickering lights, consult a qualified electrician to diagnose and resolve the issue. Tenthly, schedule periodic inspections of your electrical system by a qualified electrician to identify potential hazards and ensure compliance with safety codes. By following these safety guidelines, you can minimize the risk of electrical accidents and maintain a safe electrical environment in your home or workplace. Remember that electricity is a powerful force that should be treated with respect. It is always better to be safe than sorry when it comes to electrical safety. In addition to the points already discussed, it's crucial to consider the type of breaker slot cap you are purchasing. There are different types available, typically distinguished by the material they are made from and a method of attachment. Firstly, plastic caps are the most common type. They are generally inexpensive and provide adequate protection for most residential applications. However, they may not be as durable as other types. Secondly, metal caps offer greater durability and are often used in commercial or industrial settings where the panel may be subject to more wear and tear. Thirdly, some caps are designed to be snap-in, while others may require screws or other fasteners to secure them to the panel. Snap-in caps are generally easier to install, but they may not be as secure as caps that are fastened in place. When selecting breaker slot caps, it's important to choose a type that is appropriate for the environment in which the panel is located. For example, if the panel is located in a damp or corrosive environment, you should choose caps that are made from a corrosion-resistant material. You should also consider the level of security that you need. If the panel is located in an area where it is accessible to the public, you may want to choose caps that are more difficult to remove. One more point to add: when it comes to the NEC, it is updated every 3 years, so it is important to stay current with the latest edition. The NEC is a complex document, and it can be difficult to understand all of its requirements. There are many resources available to help you understand the NEC. One option is to take a class or workshop on electrical safety. These classes can provide you with the knowledge and skills you need to safely work with electricity. Another option is to consult with a qualified electrician. An electrician can answer your questions about the NEC and help you to ensure that your electrical system is code compliant. The NEC covers a wide range of electrical topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and bonding. It also covers specific requirements for different types of electrical equipment and installations, such as those found in residential, commercial, and industrial buildings. The NEC is not a design manual, but it does provide guidance on how to design and install electrical systems safely. It is important to note that the NEC is not a substitute for proper training and experience. Working with electricity can be dangerous, and it is always best to err on the side of caution. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you.